What's good, everyone, and welcome back to the Sports Exchange. My name is Tim, and this is Brad. And on today's episode, we're going to be going over the national championship game, some recruiting news, and a little bit of other stuff that's going on. Not much has been going on. It's basically just the national championship game.
Basically.
Yeah.
Pretty much
So,
about it.
let's get straight into it. There's a lot to cover with this game. Much like the New Year's Six Bowl and the semifinals, lackluster performances on offense.
On offense, yes, the first half was awful. Unless you really like defense. If you really like defense, you were a fan. But there was not a lot of scoring in the first half.
No, 69 at halftime.
Yeah. Besides, there was a couple big shots down the field.
Yeah.
Stetson Bennett to George Pickens. And then Alabama really lost a lot of its fire when they took a deep shot to Jamison Williams. Ended up tearing his ACL, unfortunately. You hate to see that for somebody that's projected to be such a high pick. Hopefully that doesn't really affect him much. Good kid. A lot of talent. Still just to be...
Oh, yeah. I don't think it'll affect him that much. He's got a lot of game film.
A lot of game film. But a lot of people don't necessarily come back from that 100%.
No.
And with his speed before the injury, game changer.
Yeah. That took a lot out of the Alabama sideline.
A lot.
Seeing him go down. It took them a while to recover because all they still could do was just drive down the field,
Kick field goals.
block field goal.
Well, yeah, they did have a block field goal, but
yeah,
field goal after field goal after field goal in the first half. About lulled myself to sleep.
Yeah, I think I caught us both with the game on, just on our phones.
Probably.
Like we weren't really paying attention to it. Like we hear Kirk or someone get that big excited tone in their voice. We look up and it's just timeout.
Yeah, the first half wasn't exciting at all. If you like defensive battles, that was a first half for you. The second half, though, Georgia came out swinging.
Yeah, they did. It took them a while. The first two drives, the first drive, they started moving down the field. Looked like pretty promising. Came up short, had to punt it. And then Bryce Young threw the interception. Georgia also didn't do anything with that.
So back to our last episode.
Yeah.
A keys to victory for Georgia. They had to keep Bryce Young in the pocket. They had to keep him contained. And they did that.
Oh, yeah. They did a very good job at that.
Pressure on him at all times.
Yep.
At all times. And when he did get outside the pocket, there was someone that had set the edge that was there to chase him.
Pressuring him, yep.
So,
and the coverage down the field was after.
Yes, the coverage down the field was good, not giving him a place an outlet to really get the ball out. So he had to eat a lot of them.
Yeah.
Threw a lot of them away. The ones that he did force got picked.
There's only so many times you can do that without being an interception until it happens.
Yes. It's like, that was a version of Bryce Young that we hadn't seen all year.
No.
And Stetson Bennett managed the game just like they wanted him to. He's not the big-armed, gonna wow you, throw it 70 yards down the field. Not his style.
No.
He is a game manager. And, he did exactly what they needed him to.
Yeah, and actually, we're both on the record talking bad about Georgia. I was talking bad about Kirby Smart not being the coach to get over that hump, and Brad was on record saying they're not going to get it done at Georgia with Stetson Bennett at quarterback. And both wrong.
Both very wrong. It was cool to see after the game Kirby Smart's emotion to that win.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a career-defining win right there. Like, you went and you dethroned the king of college football.
Yeah, your mentor.
Yeah, your mentor. The first time that you've been able to beat him, and you beat him on the biggest stage.
In pretty big fashion.
Yeah.
Like
I said, Alabama's offense just never got going.
No.
And the time, like I said, the time that you thought they would, they lose their biggest playmaker with John Mechie already out with a knee injury.
Yep.
You lose your big playmaker.
And the guys that came in didn't seem like they couldn't get on the same speed level as Bryce Young, the offensive line. It looked like by the time their offensive line broke down, their receivers were just getting into their routes.
And even when I think the moment was too big for them. For them, those receivers that had to come in and cover for John Mechie and Jameson Williams.
Yeah.
I think the moment was just too big for them at the time. Now, I'm not saying they're not going to obviously improve over this offseason and, take that next step and be the next set of, great Alabama receivers. But they had balls that were hitting him in the hands when he did get a throw off.
Oh, yeah, some would be just a perfect throw.
And
you try to go with one hand instead of two, or...
Yeah, the dude's arm wasn't even being held down.
Nope.
It's like, why not just make the sure-handed catch and move on? You went for the wild play, which, I mean, you never know what's going through his head at that time. Maybe he thinks that guy's on his hip, which he was on his hip.
Yeah.
But maybe he didn't think he could get his other arm there. I mean, you don't know, but...
Everything happened so fast.
Yeah, exactly. But, there were times where Alabama had shots. And
Yeah, they were
dropped.
only down by 8.
Yeah, and they were dropped down the field. What I don't understand is, here's my big thing, especially on the last drive of Alabama's. They were moving the ball, dinking, dunking it.
Yeah.
Okay? And then they get a first down. They get a couple first downs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were moving pretty good.
And then one series, they threw 4 straight balls down the field.
Yeah, 30-plus yards down the field.
Why?
2 of the same, it looked like the same play.
Yeah, but why? Why would you do that? You're dinking and dunking the ball all the way down. They're not stopping you from throwing the short crossers. Just keep doing it until you can get down to where it's at least manageable to throw it that far.
Yeah. I'm not sure what Bill O'Brien was thinking with that. You had plenty of time to keep doing what you were doing going down the field. Brian Robinson seemed like he was getting in the groove.
Yeah, he had a couple decent-sized runs. The thing that really, really hurt Alabama was on that blocked field goal. I believe it was the blocked field goal. The next play for Georgia, running back took it 64 yards.
Yeah.
Down inside the 10.
Yep.
It's like, sucked all the momentum.
You deflated him, and then you sucked everything else out.
Yes. But the second half was a lot more entertaining than the first half.
Yes, absolutely. We still had big defensive plays.
Yeah, like the defense. It's not like the defenses were, being not good.
Yeah, and
There were just more plays being made. The offenses were stepping up instead of it being just a knockdown, drag out defensive, showcase.
yeah,
Like the offenses just started to show up, and you had more plays. I mean, granted, Georgia converted a lot more of the bigger plays.
yeah,
Um,
and took advantage of some penalties.
some penalties, and which I believe Georgia had a ton of penalties before the half. I think they had 7. Granted, they were only for like 45 yards.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, they had 7 penalties.
Oh yeah, the
before
first
half.
drive of the game, I think they got the sack, and then they had
For-
false start.
For them to win this game was amazing. Because the first drive of the game, you would have never thought that they'd have had any chance. Stetson Bennett obviously had the jitters.
Oh yeah.
First play of the game takes probably 15-yard sack.
Yeah.
And they just came out and they had no juice on offense. But you can kind of see how the semifinals played out now.
Yeah.
Because Alabama obviously had to change up their game plan. Because their game plan for Cincinnati was to bully them and punch it right down their throat.
Yeah, you ain't going to do that to Georgia.
No, not with Jordan Davis in there.
My God, that dude's a beast.
He stands next to the other defensive lineman and looks like a giant.
Yeah.
That is a massive human being.
Yeah. And another thing I don't know if you noticed it, but I noticed it. In the second half, toward the end of the game, between midway through third to the end of the game, you didn't see Will Anderson making much of a difference that he did in the first half.
I mean,
it seemed like they figured out how to shut him down, or at least contain him, keep him out of Georgia's backfield. Well,
they were really going opposite of him.
Oh, yeah. Smart.
Yeah, I mean, smart choice, because he was all over the place.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they were moving. If they were running opposite of him. If they were throwing, they were still throwing opposite of him.
Yeah, but they would just roll out.
Right. They were doing everything they could to make sure that he's not the one that beat them in this game. And, I mean, obviously, he's their best defensive player by far.
Yeah.
And that's what you do. You try to take out the best player from the opposing side and limit them to what they can do. I mean, obviously, you can't move your whole game plan just around that one person, but as much as you can, you try to eliminate that person from that play.
Yep.
Like I said, I mean, Georgia had a couple big shots. That catch for the touchdown, I want to say it was number 5.
For who? Georgia?
For Georgia.
Oh, okay.
Contested. Probably was a pass interference on the defense. Somehow still managed to come down in bounds with that ball.
Yeah, they call it PI.
Huge throw by Stetson Bennett. Like, after that first drive, I think he's
about that one.
I think he really settled down.
Yeah.
And got into a groove. Didn't try to do too much.
Yeah.
He played within himself, not within the moment.
Yep. And then that Ringo interception all the way down
Dagger.
Yeah.
That was the dagger.
My favorite part is see Kirby Smart jump, it looked like 8 feet on the
Telling
TV.
him to go down.
Tell him to go down. And then you see him go down, and then you just start running with him. Go! Go!
Yeah. No, that was huge. Like I said, Georgia's defense stepped up and really put the clamps on.
Yeah.
When they needed to, and that was obviously the difference in the game.
Right. And then I asked you when we were watching the game, did you like them playing this game all the way out to the last second? Like,
it's always good. I think it's good for the sport. It shows that there's passion.
Right. But do you agree having Bryce Young in there taking those hits when the game is out of, you're not going to come back?
I mean,
there's 45 seconds left. You're down 2 scores and a 2-point conversion.
I mean, it's a tough call. It'd be tough to take him out of the game.
But would you feel or look kind of foolish if something happened to Bryce Young?
Probably. You probably would look a little foolish.
So, like, risk, reward. I don't see any reward other than letting him go out there and finish it. Who knows? It might have been just Bryce Young's call. It's like, no, you're not taking me out.
Which, that's what I'm saying. It could have been, it'd be very hard to take him out of the game. Like, kids like that, they don't want to come out. They want to play, regardless of the score.
But sometimes they don't see the futuristic goals. They're playing pissed off or let down.
Oh, I'm sure.
And they're not really thinking clearly, and sometimes that's when the coach got to step in and be like, you played your heart out tonight, but I really don't want to see anything go wrong.
And I really want to make a point here. I don't like Nick Saban. I don't like the guy. But his post-game press conference,
Oh,
like
when he said
when the Will Anderson and Bryce Young were getting
Yeah.
up to leave, and he sat them back down to show them appreciation, that was a class act.
Yeah.
Actually, most of his interviews that night were actually tolerable to watch. Like,
Yeah, even the handshake at the end of the game, he's like, hey, he whooped our butts in the fourth quarter.
yeah,
Like,
he knew.
yeah.
He knew. But it wasn't the typical Nick Saban where he's a asshole.
Yeah. Like Bill Belichick, just kind of,
I
What?
COVID.
But yeah, so Georgia ended up winning the game. First national championship in 41 years.
41 years.
Kirby Smart bringing home a championship to his alma mater. Perfect night for him. And that whole college community. The
Oh, yeah. To go out and ring the victory bell.
Oh, yeah. We saw that. Not many people were there.
At the
But
time,
I think a
no.
lot of people were still inside watching all the coverage of the game.
Not at the time they were. I heard it got pretty ruckus down there. in Athens.
Yeah, I want to know what Indianapolis looked like after.
I mean, Kirby Smart said some shit you don't get tore up.
He did.
So,
So I got some end of the game stats with certain players,
Okay.
and I want to ask you, who do you think, just by reading the stats, you didn't watch the game, who you thought won?
okay.
Because Stetson Bennett ended the game 17-26 with 224 yards, 2 touchdowns. Bryce Young 35-57 for 369 yards, 1 touchdown, 2
Threw it way
interceptions.
too many times.
Threw way too many times. Zamir White, 13 carries, 84 yards, 1 touchdown. Brian Robinson, 22 carries, 68 yards. Adonai Mitchell, 2 receptions, 50 yards, 1 touchdown. Cameron Latou, however you say his last name, I can't remember. 5 receptions, 102 yards, 1 touchdown.
By reading those stats,
Just by the stats.
I would say Georgia won because of that.
Right.
Just
Now-
because of the 2 interceptions.
Yeah, now I'm going to break down the game. First downs, Bama 22, Georgia 20. Third down efficiency.
Really?
Third
That
down
kinda shocked
efficiency.
me.
Bama 9 of 20, Georgia only 4 of 12. Rushing yards, Bama had 30 rushing yards.
That's it?
Georgia had 140.
Okay.
Passing yards, we just went over that, 369 to 224, Bama. So total yards, 399 for Alabama, 364 of Georgia.
Wow.
2 interceptions
That
for
proves
Bama.
the total yards number,
Yeah.
that proves how good them 2 defenses are.
Yeah, they're amazingly. I can't remember who, but someone said this Georgia defense should be in the record books. It might have been Davis.
I know one of the players said it.
Yeah.
But I mean, record books. I mean, they got their tail whipped.
Just
the
like
first time they played Alabama.
just for like the entire season of what Georgia's defense did for the whole season.
I mean, it could be. I mean, you'd have to match it up to other defenses that are in the record books. Like,
Yeah. And it's
You-
not
you
really
can't
something we
just-
pay attention to.
you can't just willy-nilly throw them in the record books just because you want to.
Yeah, call Guinness.
Yeah.
Put us in. You got anything else to add on that game?
Not really.
No.
Congratulations to the Georgia Bulldogs.
Nope.
Definitely got to tip our hats to them. Besides the SEC championship game, they looked like the best team all year,
Yeah.
without a doubt. Also, as much as it pains me, got to give credit to Alabama as well. They don't ever seem to fall off.
No.
Every other team experiences some sort of fall off, and Alabama is they're there every year. I mean,
Every year.
What do you do about it besides what Georgia just did to them?
Yeah.
But no, congratulations to both of them teams. Like I said, the first half kind of sucked, but they really stepped it up in the second half, made it a little more exciting. But other than that, yes, congratulations to them. And we will move on to the next topic.
No. I believe last episode we had a bet.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, we did. This man right here picked, he says he hates Nick Saban or whatever, but he picked Alabama to win the game. I picked Georgia, which means I won. And after last episode, or 2 episodes ago?
2 episodes ago.
Yeah. It's payback time. So, I got this little kit. I don't know if you can see it. But,
You can't see
yeah,
it.
you can't see it. Oh, there you go. Just got pulled back a little bit. Waxing strips. We're going to wax this man's legs. So, we're going to get it set up. We'll be right back. All right. Now we're back and we're a little set up. He looks kind of ridiculous sitting up on here, but
I do.
let's get started. Any last words? Yes, I read the instructions. Audience is back down here. Told her to be quiet. First 2 minutes into it, she talking.
Oh, it's gonna suck.
It says pull apart.
Slowly. Oh God. This is gonna suck so bad.
Yep.
So bad. Oh my God.
That's hard just getting that off of itself. I can't imagine. Ah,
Oh.
here we go.
Oh, F and A cotton. Oh, he's going to the thick part first.
Yep.
Yeah, Tim, rub my leg. Oh, this is gonna be terrible. Oh, this is gonna be bad. Oh, this is gonna be.
You want to pull or you want me to?
Oh, frickin' A, I don't know.
I'll do it.
That wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
Oh, this is great.
It is baby smooth though.
Baby smooth.
Baby smooth.
It's like a baby butt.
Wow. I never thought I'd look like a swimmer.
Wow.
Don't get my scab. I'll be so angry. You would get punched in the mouth.
I kind of want to pull slow.
No, don't pull slow. I'll stab you. You were in a very precarious
1,
position.
2.
Yeah, it didn't hurt as bad.
Damn it.
I'm gonna have some sexy legs though.
I should just make it look all janky.
I'll go home and shave them. I don't care.
Oh, okay. So my wife is
We are not doing
watching,
armpits.
and she suggested we do the armpit. So
Not happening. Not happening.
if this accidentally goes anywhere other than its leg,
Got a sweatshirt.
whoop,
Look, I was just doing a chicken dance.
maybe the eyebrow.
Oh, you will get hurt.
That would be the end of the Sports Exchange podcast.
It would.
No, I'm not standing up again. I'm gonna do that part right there.
Okay.
I'm gonna have you rub it. That's weird. I'm gonna do a scab.
You'll get punched in the throat.
Well, I'm just gonna come over.
Oh, okay. There you go.
What happens if I do this way?
Don't do that. Oh, you're pausing it now?
No, it's recording.
Ow!
What happened with that one?
Ow! You dick!
What did it do? Why was that one different?
Because you pulled it slower.
Oh.
Now my legs itch. Yeah, where you did this, my legs itch now. You thought my legs itched before. Really? Just random spots.
That's because I already had that one. It would end up somewhere else. Alright. These are going to be the last two.
You know what?
I just got to pull slowly.
You pull slowly, I'm swinging. That's an awkward look right there. So awkward.
Alright. And that's going to do it. For that punishment.
Well, gotta shave my legs tonight, folks. But there you go. Owned up to my loss. I would still rather do this than eat that chip. So
Yeah, that chip was horrible.
just so everybody knows.
Yeah.
I still think I win. the
Still got the.
punishment. I
you
still
knocked
win.
it
The,
over with.
I still win the punishment challenge. So far. All right. So now that we've got that out of the way,
Yeah, we did.
my pants
You got it.
are stuck to my legs.
No, great. So we're going to have that audio all just all the rest of the show.
Yeah.
Like we do with every episode. I swear, we'll sit here and I'm trying to talk to him, and yeah, I just hear.
What do you want me to do?
All right, so where were we? We just got done talking about the national championship game.
Yep.
Maybe some recruiting news. I know maybe some transfers. Have you heard of anything?
As far as recruiting news, I know as far as my team goes, I know we got 3 big names that I was really excited to get.
Yep.
Read them off.
Oh, it looked like you were about to go through it.
No, I was waiting on you.
All right. Well, I don't have all of Ohio State's, but USC's Jackson Dart is
Transfer.
transferring.
Yep.
No idea where he's going yet. Caleb Williams still hasn't made an announcement, but everyone's saying it's going to be USC.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be USC.
Yeah.
The last time I made a prediction as to where an Oklahoma quarterback was going, I was wrong.
Way off.
Way off.
Yeah.
Who would have thought Spencer Rattler would have went to South Carolina?
I don't know. Also in the news again, Deion Sanders and Jackson State. They got
How are
Devin
they?
Coleman.
How are they pulling these top end recruits?
No idea.
These are kids. These are kids that should be going to Alabama, Ohio State, Notre Dame, the top echelon of college football.
Yeah.
I should say Georgia because, well, Georgia's the national champion right now, so I should add them in there too. But these are kids that should be going to that blue blood, powerhouse school, and they're passing all that up to go to Jackson State. I don't understand it.
Yeah. So
You don't have a chance at a national title down there.
no. And there's not much media coverage. I
No.
mean, maybe now that
I mean, maybe
They're
now.
pulling-
I mean, they might get on TV some more,
ESPN3.
but like you said, not as much media coverage.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, to get to the NFL, you're gonna not necessarily need it, but it helps.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going there to play for? It looks like you're going to lesser competition. You're going to play against lesser competition. You're going against, what are they, D3?
Yeah. They're like FCS or
They're FCS school.
yeah.
Like, what are you going there for? Well, how is that going to improve you? It's not. You're going to go play against, you are a Division I caliber athlete, and you're going to play against D3 athletes.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. It boggles my mind.
Yeah. So
Almost angers me a little.
So I had a little bit of information on Kevin Coleman. So, as you know, he's 4-star.
Yep.
He's the 44th overall recruit. Number 4 wide receiver. He's 5 foot 11 inches, 170 pounds. He's had other offers from Miami, Florida State, Oregon, USC,
I'm sure.
and he's had 28 offers reported from Power 5 schools.
Yeah.
He had 76 catches for like 1,500 yards and 21 touchdowns.
And he's going to Jackson State.
Yeah. And he was actually quoted saying Coach Dan was one of the reasons that he decided to choose Jackson State. The other one was his future teammate is his best friend in Travis Hunter.
No. I mean, it still doesn't make sense of the whole situation.
No.
Now I understand why he went there,
Right.
but I still don't understand why Travis Hunter
What
went
they're
there.
yeah.
What are you playing for?
Yeah.
When you go there, what are you playing for? That's my question to them. What are you playing for? You should be playing for a national championship, not playing for a D3.
Yeah. But like what we talked about before in the podcast with Travis Hunter, you play there for a year, get your recognition, transfer to pretty much
Right.
anywhere
You're
want.
making history by going there. You're not there. Those two will not end their career there.
No.
They won't do it. Especially in the era of today's college football. They're going to leave. Whether it's after 1 year or whether it's after 2. I would put my money on 1. But you can transfer anywhere you want, one time. If you ask me, I might get some grief about this. It's a publicity stunt. That's what this is. That's what this is.
I'm all right with that. Go out and get yours. You got time to shine, take it.
You can go get yours, but still.
But I got actually a bold prediction. I didn't have one the last 2 episodes. I got one this episode.
What's that?
So, bold prediction of the week. This will be Deion Sanders' last year at Jackson State.
I can see that.
He's going to be moving on to probably a D1.
I would hope.
A defensive coordinator probably, or
Oh no,
he's not going to be a head coach.
Somebody
Right
will
away.
give him a chance.
Well, it's not going to be. I mean, if he does,
I mean, you're not.
That's awesome. But I think
I mean, it's not going to be at, like I said earlier, a blue blood school. It's not going to be at one of them.
no.
But he may come in and go to like. I doubt he goes to Colorado, but like.
Maybe
But-
Vanderbilt.
But a school like that.
So another player I have on here is going to Ohio State. I'm not sure if you say his first name, how it's pronounced. Hero Canoe?
Hero Canoe.
Hero Canoe.
Yeah.
All right, defensive lineman. I looked up film on him. Wow. You guys are getting one heck of an asset on the defensive line.
Yes, he's very physical. He's quick.
Quick. Like he was tracking tight ends, running backs.
Yeah, he is a huge pickup. I want to say it's Carson Hinsman is another one that we're getting. Is it Carson?
Carson, yep, offensive lineman.
Offensive lineman out of Wisconsin. To shock everybody, a Wisconsin offensive lineman did not choose the Badgers. That mind boggled me in that. I didn't think they had any chance getting him. But that's a huge pickup for the Buckeyes, and I am excited to watch this kid play.
Right.
Once he gets in the strength and conditioning program and puts on that weight,
Watch out.
he's going to be good.
Yeah. And, like, I'm kind of taking on Ohio State as my second team. When I first saw this announcement, I was pumped. I was a little upset. He didn't have Notre Dame in his final 5 list of teams, but with the other teams he had on there, like Alabama, Georgia, Oklahoma, he picked Ohio State. Wisconsin wasn't even in the final 5.
Is this Hero Canoe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, high caliber player had big time offers, and he went to Ohio State.
Well, I mean, you got to look at it. I mean, I'm not trying to toot my own team's horn, But
You would never.
I would never. They're consistently in the. They're always in the discussion for a college football playoff spot.
Yeah.
To pull them kids from way down south where it's warm, where they play football, they can play football all year round if they wanted, and to pull them up north to where it gets cold, it snows up here. I think that shows the kind. It's crazy how that kind of pull Ohio State has to bring kids up here.
Right.
Like I said, not to toot my team's own horn.
I know. You went off again.
I can't help it.
All right, so another player on here, I don't know if you've looked him up. I looked him up a little bit just because he popped up on my alerts. Ernest Green, offensive lineman, is going to Georgia.
Yep.
This is another big dude.
Big dude. I believe Ohio State was in the running for him too.
It was.
Sucks we didn't get him, but he is a monster.
Yeah.
He's
quick.
Yeah, and
his first step.
You're going from Jordan Davis to this guy. Obviously, right now he's probably not going to weigh quite as much as Jordan Davis.
No,
but he's a massive human being as well. Like, they just keep filling holes with bigger people. And how your offensive line expects to move these guys is beyond me, but...
Yeah. But next on the list, another Ohio State commit is 4-star edge Omari Abor.
So I'm glad he committed. But he's been a little uncommittal. He's committed, but he's uncommittal. Because he still wants to take visits to other schools.
Yep.
That makes me a little nervous as far as whether or not he'll actually end up in the class. I think
so it's just a verbal, right?
Yes. So, Hero Canoe, he actually, from what I've heard, don't quote me on this, from what I've heard, signed his letter of intent back in the early signing period, but wanted his moment to commit. So, from what I've heard, he's been signed with Ohio State. It's just been on the down low.
Okay.
But yeah, Omari Abor, he makes me a little nervous as far as whether or not he'll actually stay in the class. What signing day is 2.5? It's like 2.5 or 3 weeks away.
Yep.
So
like
we'll
February 17th.
No, I think it's earlier in February. I think it's like the first week of February.
Oh.
But with him wanting to take visits and stuff, it's like part of me questions, why did you commit if you still want to take visits? I'm pretty sure it's because he just wanted to lock up a roster spot just in case that's where he ends up going.
Right.
But yeah, with him wanting to take visits, I'm still a little skeptical whether or not he'll end up in the class. Big get if they get him.
Yeah.
If he sticks with his commitment, it's a big get. But with him wanting to take visits, I'm on the fence.
Right, because I got him 38th overall. He's the number 4 edge rusher in the country. He's 6'4", 240 pounds, out of Duncanville
quick.
High School.
He's quick too.
Yeah, he's got other offers from Alabama, LSU, Texas A&M, 27 overall, Power 5 schools.
Well,
reported.
I think they've talked about him maybe going down and visiting Florida.
Okay.
That's one of the schools that I've heard. I know he's been to Alabama before. Obviously, he's been to Ohio State. But I know one of the schools that he wants to visit is Florida.
Okay. All right, next on here is... Nope. No, I just lost my spot.
Oh.
Javante Barnes, running back, heading to Oklahoma. Even though, like, do they know who the coach is going to be for next year?
Like their head coach
Yeah.
at Oklahoma?
Right? Yeah.
Brent Venables.
Brent Venables. Oh, that's right.
Clemson defensive coordinator.
Yep.
Not no more.
But he's a 4-star. He's the 10th running back overall, 116th overall in the nation. 6 foot, out of Las Vegas. Had other offers from Florida State, USC, Alabama, Utah, Ohio State. 35 reported offers from Power 5. So
Really?
highly sought after running back.
Yep.
His evaluation, his burst between the tackles is second to none. I know it's his high school film, but he's in a pretty high level. He's in one of those programs
Like Bishop.
like
Moorman
IMG,
and-
like IMG Academy, like schools
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
It looks like he could be an every down back. He's got quick feet, also involved in the passing game. He can run routes. He's got sure hands. So big get
That's
for
the thing. A running back these days isn't just a running back
No.
anymore.
ever since
college.
Christian McCaffrey came along. And
Yeah, college football has evolved so much. Now, like up at Michigan, they got Donovan Edwards. Super reliable pass catcher out of the backfield.
Yeah.
I mean, Travion Henderson can do it. Bijan Robinson can catch the ball for Texas out of the backfield. That's something that these colleges want to see out of a running back. Can you catch the ball coming out of the backfield? And if you can't, then you drop a little.
Yep.
So, yeah, college football, like you said, pretty much. I mean, almost when Reggie Bush started, because he caught quite a few out of the backfield.
Yeah.
Ever since, we'll just say Reggie Bush, college football, the running back position has just evolved and evolved and evolved to where that has to be an asset of yours.
Yeah. Last on the list, Texas A&M, #1 recruiting class 2022.
Yep, paying that money.
They got another 5-star.
No.
Yeah. Linebacker Harold Perkins.
Heck of a name, Harold.
Harold Perkins. So he's the #5 overall recruit in the nation, the #1 linebacker. He's 6'2", 210 pounds. His other offers that he was considering his final 3 were LSU and Texas. 33 reported other offers from Power 5 schools. This season as a senior, he played in 10 games, 29 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 3 interceptions, 1 forced fumble, 1 touchdown. You know what really surprised me on the other part of this stat?
What's that?
He also rushed for 1,200 yards
Oh,
with 18 touchdowns on 67 carries, caught 13 passes for 300 yards with another 3 touchdowns.
so he's versatile.
Very versatile
Very
player.
versatile. Very versatile.
And he ran a 4.4940.
Dang.
Texas A&M, you got one heck of a linebacker coming to your squad next year.
I'm gonna put it this way: if Texas A&M can't win a national championship with all the talent that they're bringing in,
Yeah, I think
This
this
year-
is the 6th 5-star that they have.
yeah,
And Alabama's got 2.
if they can't bring a national championship to Texas A&M with this class, sorry, Jimbo Fisher ain't your guy.
Oh. All right. So that's what I got for the recruits. We
There's
covered
not-
the transfers. There's not really
There's
anything
not
going on.
much going on there. Caleb Williams still hasn't committed anywhere.
Yeah, and that's like one of the last big ones, right?
That is,
Other
Pretty
than
much.
the U.S. Dart
I
just
mean,
entering.
I've heard he's considering Oklahoma even after
I
Dylan
don't,
Gabriel went up there.
I don't think that'd be the right move.
But yeah, I mean, the entire college football landscape is waiting for Caleb Williams to announce where he's going. But he has also stated that Oklahoma is still an option.
Oh, yeah.
So he's either going to stay at Oklahoma or he's going to go to USC. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
Unless somehow he goes to like Alabama, but then you got Bryce Young, so you don't need that.
No, you don't need that.
Or Georgia. He could go to Georgia. I got a question for you.
What's up?
Did you see Stetson Bennett's interview on Good Morning America?
I did not.
Okay, first off, he looked drunk, which kudos to him. Good
He
work.
kind of earned it.
Good work, kid. But
Just couldn't keep that
He-
cigar lit.
he couldn't. He did not sound confident in returning to Georgia
Really?
after just winning a national championship. He made it sound like he might go play somewhere else next year. Obviously, depending on how the chips fall.
Yeah.
But yeah, that kind of raised an eyebrow for me.
Right, because like Georgia could obviously do it, but I don't think they are fit for another second run in a row. So that's going to be a lot of pressure.
They're
on
going
Stetson.
to lose a lot this year to the draft.
Yeah, and Alabama lost a lot of transfers right after that game. It
Right
seemed
after
just
that
like
game.
boom, 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 boom.
I'm hoping that tight end comes up here. Ohio State's your home, I'm afraid, my brother.
Yeah, I did not write because I wrote these notes the morning after the game.
No,
And-
Alabama had a ton of, I think there were 7 or 9 transfers hit the portal after the championship game.
Yeah, and a lot of them were 3-4-star recruits.
Yep. So, and I mean, their starting tight end is
Yeah.
in the portal. College football is crazy right now.
Yeah.
If you thought there was an off season, folks,
Oh no.
oh, there's not.
Yeah, and which we're gonna talk about college football almost every episode. Other than the NFL episodes, we're just gonna be basically focused on that because playoffs are coming. We just want to get all the information out from those stories. But there's going to be a little college football almost every day.
There will always be a little college football in this podcast. That is what I'm most passionate about. I think Tim's pretty 50-50 college, NFL.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge NFL guy. My heart is in the college ranks. So there will always be some sort of college football talk because, like I said,
Otherwise, he ain't going to say anything.
college football don't sleep. College football is always going, whether it's recruiting, whether it's transfers, whether it's coaching changes. By the way, we have a ton of coaching changes going on right now, and a lot of it is focused directly at Ohio State. We're not going to get into it right now
Please no.
because I could go on for hours.
Yeah, I don't want to edit that. I'll probably just cut it all out.
So, I think with that being said,
Does that wrap it up?
I'm pretty sure that wraps up today's episode. So before we go, make sure you hit the like, subscribe button, hit that bell, get all the notifications every time we upload a new video, and stay tuned for our next episode of the Sports Exchange.
All right.